The international non-governmental organizations urge the federal government to launch immediate efforts to ensure that trapped communities are evacuated. They also tasked the government to create an avenue for education on emergency situations to minimize negative impacts of flooding on children's studies.
Nigeria continues to face daily loss of farmland, produce and livestock and livelihoods. The biggest rice farm in Nasarawa State was reported to be submerged in flood waters, resulting in multi-million naira loss and additional 361,000 persons across 2 local governments in Nasarawa State have lost livelihoods and been severely affected by the flood. 10 communities and farmlands in Edo State have also been washed away by the devastating flood, and 33 others in Imo State are affected because of the overflooding of the Oguta Lake and other rivers. This continued loss will heighten the statistics that has been read out. The state of the nation is in a dire need and a call for concern.
And this is the reason why we think it is a national disaster and should elicit a national response. From experience as international partners, one thing we have observed is when there is a national crisis of this nature, we tend to imagine that the federal government alone is able to intervene. But looking at the situation on ground, we are talking of communities who hitherto have been cut off even from basic services, have been submerged by flood. What that means is that this is the time state governments need to take the front seat and lead action on ground, whilst we call on the federal government, to take action at their level. In essence, what we're saying is that the response we need at this point in time must be coordinated with all the different actors playing a role.
They also reiterated that the media is important in this course so as to ensure wide reach of accurate information and enhance authentic news.
The information usually comes at the beginning of the year of what to expect when it comes to flood, right? It comes from NISA, from NIMET, and of course, in collaboration with NIMA. And even a few months ago, there was further information around the volume of rainfall that we should be expecting in the next few weeks. So it's not that the information is not going at that level, but one of the challenges that we're seeing is that how do we then, trickle down this information, up to the community level, and then what sort of mitigation plans do we have in place in those situations.
They called for integration of flood risk management with spatial planning and immediate humanitarian coordination fora in affected states to avoid duplication of responses. From the nation's capital, Naomi Oleribe, ABN News.